Legend has it that it was written by the Dark Ones, Necronomicon Ex Mortis. Roughly translated, Book of the Dead. The book served as a passageway to the evil worlds beyond. It was written long ago, when the seas ran red with blood. It was this blood that was used to ink the book. In the year 1300 AD, the book disappeared.
Enough for that shit.
Okay.
Very nice. Good. We're all awake, all energized, ready to ask questions about a movie that's 32 years old. Cassie, how did you get the part? Why did you want the part, for God's sake?
I begged for the part.
No, you did
yes,
not.
I did. I was as green can be, and I auditioned for it.
Who did you audition for, and how did that go?
Well, Sam was there, and Rob was there, and I think I had to, like, scream, of course, and be afraid.
Was this in California?
Yes, and it was at Faces International. Do you remember that company?
Very classy, obviously.
That's where they had rented a room or whatever, and I think it was between me and another girl. And when I got the part, they wanted me to like bulk up. I'm like, bulk up? I don't know. I don't know if I have any muscles, but I didn't bulk up. But Bobby Joe didn't need it. She ate a tree, or a tree ate her.
Bobby Joe did get Dutch elm disease during the making.
She did.
People did too. What were you told about the role? Like, when did you actually read the script? Did you read the whole thing before you auditioned?
I read the whole script. I knew exactly what was. Yeah, I just wanted to do it.
It leapt off the page. I've got to play Bobby Joe.
And
I've got to do this.
Yeah, and it was great fun. We shot it in North Carolina, but when it premiered, and I want to say it was in October, I had already started on The Guiding Light. And the first, I went to see it.
Which is a very similar job.
Yeah, a soap opera.
Very similar, unrated motion pictures to a soap opera.
But went to see it in Times Square, New York. And I'm from Kentucky, small town. And that's where they actually, they talk to the screen. Don't go in! And so the woman was yelling at the screen, and then she goes, "Oh my God, that's Chelsea!" from the soap opera. It was the trio.
And what are your feelings about Sam Raimi as a director? He's not your average, like when you did the soap opera, tell me seriously, weren't you for like the first couple weeks going, "Hey, there's a monster here somewhere." I'm sorry, cut, I'm sorry. Like, was there like, was it weird to then just go back and do a scene of,
mellow, yeah.
"Hi, Jared.
Yes, Jared.
I've got to tell you." Sorry, oh my God. Was it a strange adjustment? I went from Evil Dead 2 to fucking Knots Landing.
There you go. So you've been to the same thing. That's what I did too.
I got that part. I don't even know how I got that part. The makeup guy looks at me and he goes, "You look much more intelligent if I pluck between your eyebrows." I went, "Well,
They said the same thing to me.
Yeah. So I said, "Oh, this is Hollywood. Yeah, I guess I should do that. Sure. Yeah, okay, sure, pluck away." I never had more makeup on my life than on Knots Landing.
I know, they just put it on.
Because, oh my God, they blast you with light. And so they would do one take. Sam Raimi, multiple takes, 5, 10, 15, 20 takes.
Really?
Well,
yeah, what soaps you do
maybe not with you, not with trained professionals. With me, he did a lot of takes. In this one, we would do a take, and Michelle Lee was the star of the show. they'd go, cut. And Michelle Lee would look over, not to the director. She'd look to the camera guy and go, how was that, Leo? And Leo would always go like this. Leo never had a problem. And they would print the first take every single time.
How long were you on Knots Land?
I didn't do TV for another 5 years after that.
And then you did Briscoe County?
Yes, I came back 1991.
Do you like television work or film work?
I like TV because it moves fast.
Yeah, soaps are
By
really
lunchtime,
fast.
you've killed the bad guy, give little Billy his medicine back, kiss the girl, what's for lunch? After lunch, you're on to the next episode. Hi, you're the bad guy. What's your name? Okay. Okay. Cut. You make a feature film with Sam Raimi, you better. I went to do one day on Oz the Great and Powerful. One day. I walk onto the set. Michelle Williams, all these big famous actors are in it. They all have a book that's like War and Peace. James Franco is being hooked in a harness. Danny, you've been hooked in harnesses. He's being hooked. He knows it's going to be an hour to hook him into this harness. So he has War and Peace in his hand. While they're jostling him about. Because he knows they're going to get maybe one shot today. No.
Look at
no.
Soaps, you do 90 pages a day.
Yeah, exactly. Now, soap
90
operas,
pages.
right? You have to, if you screw up, you have to really screw up, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's the most amount of pages you've actually committed to videotape in a day?
I think we're... Can you hear me? Hello, hello?
Hello, hello.
Hello.
I probably did 86 pages. Was one day. When I
80.
come back, I go back to work Tuesday and I do 3 episodes. Parts of, it's just my part. Three episodes.
86 pages?
I probably have, 86
How many
pages.
hours?
She's shooting War and Peace.
For memorization, it's all memorization, but it's, I don't know, I'm sure I'm gonna look back on this lifetime and go,
Can I do my imitation of a soap opera actor?
Please do.
Because you have to shoot 86 pages, nobody knows their lines.
Oh shit, you're hoping it's on the top of your head.
No one's racing along in a soap. It's like this. Oh. Cindy. You're looking good today. Really good, really good. Oh, why am I here? Well, I need to talk about some things.
What did you
And I
want to talk
sympathize
about?
greatly because I've seen you on some clips. You're really good on that show, by the way.
Yeah.
Because I kind of hate you.
Thank you. Good, it's good to be hated.
I don't trust you. I don't trust your character.
Yeah.
Your character.
I have made a living being an aging slut.
So is Bruce.
Danny, your first experience with Mr. Sam Raimi was also Evil Dead 2.
That's correct, it was.
And how did you even hear? You lived in LA at that point?
No, I lived in
Oh, you still?
Southfield,
Right.
Michigan.
So how did you hear about this?
My agent, I had an agent there, and she sent me
Did she
signs.
hear that we were doing local casting too?
I don't know what she heard, but she...
Who was your agent at that time?
Mary Locker from Affiliated Models, actually, which... I
And
was
in
the
Detroit,
affiliated, not the models.
you weren't exclusive. You signed with all the agencies, right? I did.
In Detroit, I think there was only 2 agencies.
Hey, there's more, pal, okay?
Well,
There were
I know.
4 agencies in Detroit, Danny.
You know,
Maybe you
that's-
just weren't connected enough. You know, that's all right.
That's entirely possible.
What was your audition like? Was it for Sam or just on tape?
Sam was there. I don't remember if you were there or not.
Oh,
I
interesting.
don't remember if you were there either. I don't think you were.
oh, yeah.
I don't think you were.
Well, Bruce, we didn't know who you were then. We're still not fucking certain, so... But
Hey, it's been great, everybody. Thanks a lot. So, Danny, the prerequisite, did you have to scream in the audition? Because it is kind of important.
No. I did
No.
not.
What did you do? Did you do the Bobby Joe business?
You know what? I actually can't remember the dialogue.
Oh, weren't you
He
asked
had to
about your
carry a
team?
drum.
I was.
What was the question?
the description that my agent gave me, she said that they want this guy, he's a scuzz bucket. So I got up that morning for the audition, and I went outside and I opened the hood of my car and grabbed some grease from the engine compartment and rubbed my hand in the gravel and combed my hair with it. Did my microphone? No, it's working. Okay, so then when I got to the audition, I said, okay, scuzz bucket. I said, how scuzzy do you want this guy? And Sam says, well, as scuzzy as you can make him. And at the time, I had a partial plate. So I popped the partial plate out and I said, you want him this scuzzy? And I'll never forget Sam saying, oh my God, an actor without an ego. I love this guy.
I think he cast you immediately on the spot.
He cast me right then and there.
My husband,
Now,
Jake.
did either of you... Good. Now, obviously, you knew it was going to be a horror film, something. Did either of you have any idea what was coming for those 12 weeks in North Carolina? It was so hot, the locals would come up and they would apologize. They did. Oh, Bruce, I'm sorry, man. It's usually not over 110 for 3 weeks in a row. It's usually not that bad. We're shooting inside an un-air-conditioned gymnasium of a high school.
Second floor.
Second floor, because the main floor is the basement of the set. So we're up on the second floor. And it's not 110 on the second floor. It's 3,700 degrees up on the second floor. And Ted Raimi's in a big pig suit. So whenever I felt bad for myself, I would just go, oh, then there's
Could be
Ted.
worse. I couldn't be Ted.
There's Henrietta. Thank God I didn't audition for that part.
Sam Raimi cast his brother Ted. The original actress was an older actress, and Sam didn't want to put her through that kind of torment. He went, I'll put my younger brother through that.
Nobody will care about
Who says he wants to be an actor? So this is how Ted Raimi got into the Screen Actors Guild, and then tried to get out of the Screen Actors Guild. But Ted would be sitting there on a box with oxygen going into his face, and then they would hoist him up. So he's already had 5 to 6 hours of makeup to get into it. Then they put him into a harness, and then they hoist him up, and they spin him in a circle. And he was spraying crew members with sweat everywhere he spun around.
It was nasty.
And he had a little slit in the makeup. At one point, he stops and turns to Ash and goes, ah! And we had to edit the shot because about 2 seconds later, this horrid stream of sweat. It was unbroken stream of sweat. At the end of filming, the K&B makeup effects guys, who were very devious men, they would take, Ted wore monster booties, and they would take his booties off, and they would pour his sweat into Dixie cups and save it up on a counter, a shelf in the makeup effects. And they would put dates on it. I mean, boy, that was a big day for Ted. It got up to like 3/4 of a cup of the most rancid shit you've ever seen in your life. So he knew that he could do that to Ted. So there you go. There you go, Ted. Welcome to Hollywood, baby.
What a dedicated actor. I remember him flying around in that suit. I don't know, what did it weigh? 40, 50 pounds at least.
Yeah, it was a lot.
And he had melted the ass out of the suit. So he's flying around up there and the ass cheeks are flapping around. Oh, that poor bastard. God, he must really love his life and his work.
We went to a barbecue at Sam's house some Sunday afternoon, and Ted came walking in the door. We went, hey, Ted, how you doing? Oh, hi, guys. How are you? He walked back behind the couch and disappeared, and we never saw him for the rest of the afternoon. He just passed out.
He was dehydrated.
Sam, as a director, did he ever tell you, like we had a sequence, we were all in the sequence where Sam shot one frame at a time. Most directors shoot 24 frames at a time. Sam's like, oh, no. So we're gonna take a dolly shot and you're gonna be hearing, you can't blink, Danny, right? While you hear, bzz, bzz. Bzz, bzz. No, come on, Danny, let's see if you can still do it. Bzz, bzz. Pretty good. Bzz, but we're not even 4 minutes into this fucking take yet. Bzz, bzz. Bzz, bzz. The end result is great. But Sam would treat his actors like they were chess pieces and or puppets. But we were happy to comply because we just were trying to stay up with him. Sam during Evil Dead 2 was very on top of his game, was full of energy. Like, did he tell you anything weird, like as a director?
Probably daily. But I
It
can't,
was funny.
you know,
He was very pleasant.
Sam to this very day is still, without a doubt, the best director I ever worked for. He was marvelous. It was so much fun working for him that you forgot that you were even making a movie, you know? And he's so childlike.
It was a good group of people, and when, you know, we were all kind of hands-on. I know that the scene where the deer goes, that scene, and everything starts laughing, I am behind the sofa, moving the cushion.
Right, because Sam, he's like, whoever's not working right now,
Yeah, we didn't have
Hands
people.
on deck.
get them to the set. Oh, the phones were ringing in the production office and no one was answering because someone was doing a thing with a book or a thing, and Sam's like, we need more people. We need more people. Get everybody. We were grabbing kids off the street, you know, from their lemonade stands. Get over here, kid. Yeah, it was sort of that type of a shoot. Sam would build and build and build on an idea.
The craziest thing is, who knew 32 years later that you would have a room full of people still loving that piece of art?
Well, Evil Dead 2 is a weird, sort of interesting place, financed by Dino De Laurentiis. Old-time, famous producer whose money came from sources that were really clean. Because they were all laundered, you know. The funny thing is, we were languishing. Evil Dead 2, Stephen King helped us on 2 of the Evil Dead movies, the great author Stephen King. He let us use a quote on the first one, because he saw it at Cannes, France, and he called it the most ferociously original film of 1983. He let us use that on the poster, and it really we got really bad reviews until his quote went on that poster.
Really?
Yeah. Atlanta newspaper called Evil Dead the sickest of the sick. Yeah. Sam Raimi put every bad idea he had into a low-budget blender. Yeah. Stephen King puts a coat on. The next review is from Kevin Thomas, the LA Times. An instant classic. Suck it, Atlanta. But he helped again. We were trying to get money, including from Coca-Cola, was thinking of entering the movie business in the mid-'80s. And we were discussing with them, and it was languishing. And there was a crew member that we had hired briefly to work on some production aspects, but we had to let her go. We were like, okay, well, we don't think we're gonna get this sequel made. She goes off to North Carolina to work on Maximum Overdrive, directed by Stephen King. They start talking on the set. He goes, what are you up to? Oh, I just was working with these guys. They're trying to get Evil Dead 2 made, but they can't get the money. Stephen King goes to Dino De Laurentiis. You should finance Evil Dead 2. Dino De Laurentiis, he smacks his hands together. Whenever a deal was done, he would go like this. He'd go like, and then I guess you knew that the deal was done. So basically after that, the deal was basically done.
I never heard that story.
Yeah, Dino financed it because Stephen King told him he should finance it. Well, what Dino did is he looked at the money that Evil Dead made overseas. And he went, ah. So Dino was also behind Army of Darkness. Which bombed when it came out. Oh yeah. Oh, I've got 27 years of history on you. Yeah. Oh, beloved Army of Darkness, B-O-M-B-E-D. Why do you think it disappeared? Why do you think you never saw another movie for decades after that? It took time to heal the financial wounds. However, Evil Dead 2, by the way, Rob Tapper walked onto the set before they were done building it and announced that Evil Dead 2 was already in profit.
I remember that.
Yeah. Because the strength from Evil Dead, they were able to pre-sell it around the world. That's why you guys made so much money.
Oh yeah,
I still have my original contract. It's 1 page. And it was just...
We wanted to keep things simple for
It
all of
was
us.
1 page.
What kind of weekly dough were you making? About $1,600?
Less than that. It was $1,000.
$1,000? 30 years ago, that's like $25,000 a week.
It was at a weekly rate plus 10. 10 was for your agent.
Yes, the agent got the 10.
So I want to say it was $1,100.
Yeah, it was just basic. It was scale plus 10%. That's all.
But you got to with television and film, you get overtime. So we were working night shoots and things like that. So you ended up, but I don't think I worked more than 4. You did it all in like 4 weeks, or how many weeks did you do it?
12.
12.
You were done in 4.
That's right.
Yeah, Danny was done in 4. I was done in 12.
Yeah, we're in the mud.
Well, that's why you got all the money.
Is that who got it all?
It sure wasn't us, bucko.
Danny, Bruce, on Army of Darkness, did you have to put half your salary back into the movie?
I only worked on it 1 day.
Oh, 1 day.
Then they cut me out of the
didn't have
bill.
to. So, what cut you out?
What cut me out? I don't know. I don't remember.
Did you give a poor performance?
Probably. I mean, I haven't done all that many good ones, so yeah.
Cass, you've been done with horror ever since, have you not?
No, I did a movie called We Are What We Are. Jim Nichols directed it, but I died in the first opening sequence. But I would do horror. Nobody offers me jobs. I'm working on soap, and then they think, oh, you're a soap opera
All
actress.
you
I would love
upcoming
to
producers
do
and directors out there, hire the poor woman.
For God's sake.
Get her back to her roots.
Because don't forget, and this is the absolute truth. Always, as a producer, hire TV actors.
Why?
Because you can do 87 pages a day. And that's the absolute truth. You hire a film actor, they show up on set. Do I have any lines today? No, Johnny Depp, no, not today. You hire a TV actor.
You gotta know you
And among TV actors, soap opera actors. They can talk for days. Ken.
Well, what do you do with the
I'd
poor
like to
theater
talk to you
actors?
about something. What?
What do you do with the poor theater actors?
What? Oh, theater actors. Theater actors are fine. They're just a little, sometimes, dinner theatery. Hey!
We're just trying to eat.
Bobby Joe! You know what I mean, Danny?
I do know what you mean.
Now, you have a big, deep background in theater. How did you manage to contain yourself so that you weren't a horrible ham? Or were you?
Well, that depends on who you talk to. But
Bobby Joe.
I think the first time you hit me in the head with a shovel
Joe.
took most of that out of me. So.
What happened?
I said, you hit me in the head with a shovel, and I forgot all that theater shit.
Now, you claim, by the way, that the back of my heel hit you in the dingleberries.
Yeah.
He hits me in the back of the head, falling off a porch of the cabin. I counter lever, as I would. My heel apparently went up as the front part of me went down, and apparently glanced his dingleberries.
It knocked his teeth out.
Yeah, I knocked my teeth out.
What were his teeth doing on his dingleberries?
That's none of your damn business.
That's the question, Danny.
I'll keep them wherever I want to, damn
Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, enough of our bullshit. Maybe it's time for some of your bullshit. Does anyone have
Anybody else's bullshit?
questions for these fine panelists about this motion picture, or perhaps others? Because Danny Hicks did a few other movies with Mr. Sam Raimi.
I've done a few with Sam, yes, including one where actually you and Sam were both in it, Intruder. I got to kill Sam Raimi in Intruder, which was...
You were the guy in Intruder.
I was the guy. I was the
guy.
guy. I hope you've all seen it, because we just spoiled it.
Oh, yeah, they've all seen that. Let's
Let me
You can tell they're stunned by that movie. Your portrayal. I just love this store.
Crazy about this store.
Sorry.
Get your lines right,
Yes.
Have any of you guys had the pleasure of seeing Evil Dead the musical?
Evil Dead the musical.
I saw it with Bruce. It premiered in New York.
The good news is that that musical is foolproof. Because if it's done really slick, like off-Broadway, really talented actors, it's really cool and a lot of fun. I've seen it in Bend, Oregon, where, boy, it sucked on every level. And I've never laughed harder in my life. Because part of the play is like, this is the splatter zone. It's in Vegas 5 nights a week. When you go there, just don't play their slots for one day and go see it, Splatter Zone, because someone's arm will get cut off and it'll shoot out. The stagecrafting is great, but if they don't have any money to do the stagecrafting, that's when it gets really fun. Because in the Bend production, an arm would get cut off and then you'd hear from the backstage somewhere a pump starting. There was about a 14-second delay, so you kind of, the audience
I bet the actors didn't think it was funny.
And the guy who played Ash was blonde, and I couldn't hear him from me to this person right here. I know the lines, and I don't know what he's saying. So you can't fail. And now a high school can do it now. So.
They have the greatest song. What the fuck was that?
Yo, what the fuck was that? That's my favorite number.
Best.
Do the Necronomicon? I mean, Jesus. It's done in the tone of like a Frankie Avalon Beach Blanket Bingo movie. I like that. And they managed to get all 3 movies and figured out a way.
But they cut Bobby Joe out of it. They make a comment like, well, you know, she was too much like the other one, so.
Bobby Joe's not in, excuse me, I haven't seen it.
You gotta see it,
I
David.
know, I'm just
It's
horrible.
really, really
But
good.
Bobby Joe's not in the stage play? The music?
She's morphed into, they made her along with another.
Well, no, I'm definitely not going to see it.
Yeah, you should see what they do with Jake.
I've heard stories.
Oh yeah. Great question though, thank you.
Very good.
Yes, over here. You can shout it.
With the car and the scenes, was it functional and did you have a chance of driving?
With the, which car? That piece of shit Delta 88? The car that I've been trying to kill personally? And it's before Evil Dead, by the way. Evil Dead is just the beginning of it being immortalized in film. It's been in every Sam Raimi Super 8 movie. It was in, Blood Simple, Darkman hits it flying from the bottom of a helicopter. I'm telling you, you name it, it's in it. What happened in that car? That's what I want to know. Someone got something in the back of that car. Some memorable moment. Anyway, he obsessed about that car to the point where, guess what? It's in Quick and the Dead. That's a Western for those of you who haven't seen it. Where are you going to put that in a Western? Sam had the chassis pulled off and he put a wagon over the top of it. So he could say his stupid ass car is in that movie.
It's in Oz the Great and Powerful.
It's in Oz the Great and Powerful in the tinker shop. Some of the piece of shit parts are up on the wall. So Sam can go, that's my car! What the hell happened in that car? First, what happened in that car? Anyway, it's still around. Sam will not tell me where it's located.
Well, you know,
it's like Dick Cheney, it's in an undisclosed location.
when we were shooting Spider-Man, Tim Quill and I were driving around looking for a place to park at Sony Studios, and we drove down into Basin, and there was like 6 or 7 of them. Exact models, I mean, they all...
Yeah, but I know how to tell the first... Yeah, but you gotta open the door. There's a number 1 on one of those sons of bitches.
Yeah.
And I know which one to shove a potato up its ass. Have fun trying to start that, Teamsters, with your Spider-Man movie. I asked a guy, but I was in Spider-Man. I named Spider-Man.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, you don't remember that? What's your name, kid? The Human Spider. Without my character, this billion-dollar franchise would be called the Human Spider. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Amazing Spider-Man. I defeated him in the second one. You realize that? I'm the only character who's ever defeated Spider-Man. He tries to see his girlfriend in a play. I'm the snooty usher, he comes late, I won't let him in. Defeated. Oh yeah. Spider-Man 3. I'm the French maitre d'. How many superheroes come and ask the help of a mortal? 0, Danny. 0 times mortals get to help superheroes. Why is he coming to me? So I can help him ask to marry Mary Jane. Do I help him out? No, because he was kind of a D-bag to me in the first 2 movies. Sam Raimi, can I tell you something? I work with that guy a lot. He does a show, American Gothic, right? There's a part for me in that. I call my agent. What's with this part? I think we need to get that. My agent goes, okay, I'll call Sam. 2 minutes later, the phone rings, it's Sam. You think you can do this part? Hey, asshole, are you fucking kidding me? We did the Bonzoid Sisters together in like 10th grade. What the fuck, you're asking me this? This part, there's no mugging in this, there's no mugging. There's no mugging? Any mugging I've done is because you told me I had to mug and overact for the camera, you son of a bitch. Any of my poor acting is your responsibility. I know how to act. Hey. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you audition for it?
Seriously. Long pause. Well, I'll talk to the producers. I'm like, So I do his stupid part. No mugging, Danny.
Did you play a zombie?
No! I played a guy who came to intimidate Gary Cole, who in that show played the devil. It's deep, it's really deep, American Gothic.
One of the coolest things about the entire experience was watching this jackass beat the hell out of himself in the kitchen when the hand becomes possessed. We all said, we gotta watch this. And he grabs himself by the hair and does that flip and lands on his back, and everybody's going, Jesus, was that Bruce? No,
but that's the problem with Sam.
It was amazing.
That's the problem going back to the Bonzoid Sisters with Sam, because we would flip ourselves. So we go to shoot the sequence in the kitchen, Sam goes, and then you'll flip yourself. It's fine to flip yourself once.
When you were 14.
If it's Sam Raimi when you're 14 and you're made out of rubber. Sam Raimi's not going to have you do it once. I knew, once you flipped once, I knew that there's going to be 72 times I'm going to flip myself. And then I use that same flip to get the part of The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. When an actor auditions sometimes to do a fight scene, right, you're in a guy's office with his notes and shit and the telephone. You got no room to do anything. So it wasn't that long after Evil Dead 2, so I flipped myself in the guy's office. He went, oh my God! Jesus Christ! So then, every audition I went to, the casting guy kept going, you're gonna flip, right? You're gonna flip, right? You're gonna flip, right? I'm like, give me the part already. So yeah, I'm done flipping.
Well, you did it very well. It was amazing to watch.
Brilliant.
But actually, for me, the most difficult thing about it was just the physical heat. I mean, it was literally so damn hot. It was almost unbearable.
You had to carry a lot of stuff. You had to physically fight.
Yeah,
had to be drugged through the woods, but by an ATV.
Yeah.
You know, that's how they drugged Bobby Joe.
Now that I'm remembering.
And my stunt double.
I hated that movie.
I did most of my stunt stuff because the stunt double was 5 foot and I'm 5'9". So I'm like, I don't know. I don't think we look much alike here.
They'll fix it in the edit.
No one was injured during the making of that motion picture. Although, there was one poor bastard on the crew. Guy could not catch an even break. I'm shooting all day, headless Linda, head in my lap. I'm screaming all day long, various kinds of woe and pain. All day long, I'm the only actor on the set. All day long, screaming and yelling. Late in the day, I hear up in the rafters, I'm like, you motherfucker, are you making fun of me out there? I've been working my ass off up here. He was being electrocuted. He was an electrician up in the grid. He was stuck on the thing going, oh, really, God. And I thought he was mocking me. Someone had to kick him off of the board.
I never heard that story either.
Yeah, well, we don't talk about that much, Danny.
It's not.
A week later, we were having a crew party. The same guy was walking around disoriented for a week. Gets on an ATV, crashes it, breaks his collarbone, has to go home. So he had a great time on Evil Dead 2. And with that happy anecdote, we would like to thank you for coming to this convention, this panel. We know you had many choices in your flights today. I mean, in your convention choosing. Danny, Cassie, thank you for coming tonight.